Welcome to MCC Made, the official podcast of Metropolitan Community College.
Giving you a backstage pass to all things MCC with your hosts, Emma and Katherine Riggs. It's spooky season.
It's spooky season.
Welcome to spooky season.
You're a gal. You're a costume gal.
I am a costume gal.
Do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you've done?
Well, then it's like every costume I've ever had has left my brain. Okay, so here's the thing. My friends and I will dress up not just for Halloween, but for other parties.
Yes.
So if I'm allowed to count those costumes, one time I was, I've been Miley Cyrus before.
What version of Miley Cyrus?
Bangers era. So like We Can't Stop era.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I wore like platform Converse before those were a thing because now they're like very cool to have those.
That's very in.
And I should have kept them because I would have been way ahead of the curve. And like jean shorts and did my hair in like tiny buns and wore like a lot of gold jewelry, and just all of my pictures were like tongue out peace signs. So that was a good one. At one time I was for my friend and I always have a joint birthday party because our birthdays are very close together,
right?
And we always theme them, and everyone either loves
and it's
or
around
hates
spooky
that.
season.
It is. It's right after spooky season, so
I said
it's
around.
like, so like if you didn't like what you did for Halloween, or you didn't get to dress up for Halloween, we are so kind to give everyone a second chance. So we have done, we did a party, we did decades where everybody could come dressed as a different decade, or like a different era of time, because then we went as like Greek goddesses, so we wore like togas.
Sure.
We did a party, speaking of togas, called Animal House, but it was you had to be an animal. I was a sloth. We've done now, that's what I call 27 or whatever year it was for that birthday. And so everybody had to come as a musical person. And I went as Madonna in the bridal
Oh my God.
which was fun. And then my friend and her husband went as Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain, but she was Kurt Cobain and he was Courtney Love. And it was really funny.
Oh my gosh.
He just had like a white dress on and like the craziest wig, and actually probably nailed it.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of what else. We've done like a 1970s theme, Studio 54 themed.
Right.
Last year we did Area 51 themed, so everybody was sort of alien-esque. And then like going back, so those are like some good ones. Halloween, I feel like I go more all out for my birthday parties than Halloween.
That's fair.
Sorry.
Well, especially as an adult, like not in college anymore. Yeah. Like whatever.
Like I'm not going to like a rager Halloween party in like a basement of like a college house.
Correct.
Anymore.
Correct.
If I was, what a reveal, but I'm not. And then when I was little, I remember, okay, I'm going to find a picture and we're going to flash it on the screen. I was in first grade. Something called, it was on the package. I can like, because I know why it called to me. It was called a downstairs maid. I don't know what that means. She was a maid, but her outfit was like red sequins.
A downstairs maid.
I still don't know what that meant. But those are the ones that stick out to me. Yeah. And then my husband, his mom, my mother-in-law is a creative type. Sure. Much more, I love you, mother, but my mom is not like a let's make her own costume type woman. Yeah. And she made my husband, he was like a jungle man. And he looked like he was like on a safari or whatever, but then she like got a fake snake and like wrapped it around him. Yeah. And like he looked like he was like caught in a snake. Yes. And like they were like Mickey and Minnie Mouse one year when he was little. The pictures are very cute.
I believe that.
If I get permission, I will also have those go up on screen right now. What about you?
I am not as much of a costume gal as you. But there, one year during college, I did somehow, again, also in college, you're just throwing things.
It's like,
together.
what do I have? What do I have that is a costume?
I was able to pull together a Cat in the Hat costume. That was very cute. And then while I was out at the bars, I ran into a woman who was dressed up like a cat lady. And I can insert picture here. And so then we took a picture together.
I love that.
And I think that's probably the only picture of that costume I have. But that's probably my best costume. As a kid, I was pretty consistently a princess.
Classic. I was a pink Power Ranger, and my sister was a pink Power Ranger. So the same year, we were both the pink Power Ranger.
Yeah, I was pretty consistently a princess. My brother was pretty consistently a baseball player. Chipper Jones specifically.
Classic. I feel like boys were always like baseball players.
Yeah. Typical.
Football players, Husker players.
Yeah.
They had the jersey.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that there is a photo of me. Must have been like peak toddler, where I have now just discovered my own opinions, but like really can't express them. But my mom picked me out. I remember this. My mom picked me out a costume, and it was a clown, and I was not
into it.
I was not into it.
You
the
were
picture
a sad
is very
clown.
The picture is very cute, but I was not.
I was
into
a
it.
bunny like 2 years in a row, and my sister was Donald Duck.
Oh.
And it was like a full blown. I will find that photo, and there's gonna be a lot of show and tell on this episode, in this opening segment. But it had like a big head and like the body. Wow. I kind of wish she kept it.
Yeah, and my parents too were not big. Yeah, I want to say, yeah, like not too long after that clown costume probably is when we were just like, oh, she just wants to be a princess. Just let her be. I think I was Jasmine one year. Like shortly after that, it was like, oh, okay, sure. And then just like straight princess. But like I had to I had to figure out how I was going to be a princess. My parents were not like.
They weren't.
I mean, I had like dress up clothes and whatever. I figured it out. It was fine.
We got there.
And then,
What about couples costumes?
Brandon and I have never done a couple's costume. So, but
that's kind of shocking.
We met in 2020.
Right.
So there was no Halloween parties happening then.
Right.
We have dressed up our dogs for Halloween. And again, we're not going to any Halloween parties.
Right.
So like when would we have dressed? Now, the exception to that would have been last year for your birthday. Which is not really a couple's costume, but
it was.
It would have been.
It would have been.
My husband has gotten very into Western wear.
He's in his yeehaw era, and I get it. I understand it.
He is in his yeehaw era. So we had planned to go together to Katherine's birthday, which again, it was Area 51 themed, aliens, and we were space cowboys.
Yes.
And my husband ended up not being able to go, so I went by myself. So I wore his cowboy hat,
and I'm really sad because he was
so pumped.
He was ready.
He was ready to go.
To come to pull up to that party.
He's also not into costumes, which also leads into why we have not done a couple's costume. He's not a big costume guy. But this breeds into why I'm just not a costume person. I dress as I was a cowboy, and then I just made a little sign that said NASA.
And it just sat like a name tag. I loved it, honestly. Yeah. It was that NASA sign appeared in our garage on our garage floor for months after that, until my husband cleaned out the garage, like blew it out with a leaf blower.
Yeah.
But my husband Sam does not. If it has to be like a really good couple's costume idea, but like, because we've done one year, we were the couple from Grand Budapest Hotel. If you've seen that movie, so I was the girl who has like the birthmark on her face, and she has like a braid crown, and he was the bellboy, and like and he draws in the movie on like a little mustache, and so Sam drew on like a little black mustache. And then when we first, actually, we were a couple's costume before we were a couple because, and I can flash this one on screen if we'd like. But Sam and I have similar coloring and used to have similar haircuts.
Right.
And people would call us the Wonder Twins because we looked alike. And so he texted me and was like, should we actually just be the Wonder Twins for Halloween? And we didn't tell anybody what we were going to be.
Oh, my God.
And so there's pictures of us. And he's actually like a creative type. And he was able to make the actual, like we Googled like the Wonder Twins cartoon and made their logo. He had like a bunch of different colored like duct tape and made it, and we like stuck it on. Like he stuck it on like a purple shirt and I stuck it on like a purple leotard thing. And we wore purple rubber gloves and it was a real hit and a very comfortable costume.
Yeah.
So and then like after we got together, we didn't do as many couples costumes actually. But
yeah. I again, I'm not a huge costume person. I'm now, as I'm thinking about this, so like, you work places. And
yes,
as you do. You work places, and there's always somebody in the office that's like, we should dress up for Halloween.
It's not actually usually me, believe it or not.
It's not,
because then I'm like, that means I have to like get ready in the morning,
right? And you want to know what my go-to is dressing up like somebody I work with. So I've dressed up like Katherine when I was in Building 6. Every Halloween, I dressed up as Katherine,
which required a bun,
and a Costco sweatshirt.
Which is so revealing. I just bought a new Costco sweatshirt the other day, actually, a Kirkland brand's the black on black. It is slick.
Yes.
So I had to have it.
And
then she wings her eyeliner.
And I wing my eyeliner.
Hey, Jeremiah, you're on your way to the
top of my game because MCC has the lowest cost per credit hour.
Way to rise to the occasion, Jeremiah. Hannah, what are you designing?
A new community center. With my scholarship in architectural design technology, I'm getting my degree without all of the debt.
Way to go, Hannah. Jacob, did I hear you got your degree for free?
That's right. My employer partners with MCC, so they're paying for my degree in electrical technology.
With so many ways to attend, MCC is the most affordable. Start today so you can say,
this is me at MCC.
I should do more eyeshadow, but that would require too much work. And I'm thinking about it now when I was in college, I worked at a store called Baumgart's. It's a farm supply store. There is a picture of me dressed like one of the managers. Which again was not a far, because we are all wearing the same thing. So
just a slight tweak to the everyday. Last year I came as the movie Glitter, like the Mariah Carey movie Glitter. I was just the movie as like a concept as a whole. I had pants that had rhinestones on them. I cut out the logo to the movie Glitter, if you Google the Mariah Carey movie Glitter, and then I put a bunch of glitter on my face, and I was Glitter.
I love it.
And you know what? It was comfortable. So
yeah, that's the other thing. I'm like, I'm at work.
I'm not going to be in like a whole thing.
But people do. People really love it.
And we salute you.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Good for you. Not me. I will continue to just dress up like my coworkers.
I will continue to sort of think about it the night before.
Right. Yeah. What can I do? Can I turn out a NASA sign?
Honestly, and then wear your hat again.
And that's fine.
Call it a day.
Call it a day. Well...
Are we ready to be spooked?
Are you ready to be spooked?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with this topic as far as like real life spooky stuff happening at MCC.
Yeah. So I did my own research. We put out a call to people at the college to be like, if you have had any spooky
encounters,
please send them our way. Now,
the unexplained.
Yes. And I also did some additional research to see if there was like anything else out there. For some backstory, for those, I would assume most people listening to this would know, but maybe you don't. We are currently on the Fort Omaha campus, which is a very old
historical establishment.
Right.
Michael Crichton.
Right. So it used to be a military base, hence why it's called Fort Omaha. So it has been around since the 1870s. 1878 is when it first opened. Now, all of the brick as I was doing my own research.
Who was that?
I don't. A ghost took over my body.
Yeah, we can't. Everything in this episode is unexplained.
So not all the buildings that are currently on the Fort Omaha campus are the most original, but
most of them are.
I'll go through. I'm trying to go building by building. I sourced from the stories that we got from employees, and then there was an article which I will shout out where that is if you want that information. But there was the brick buildings on the Fort Omaha campus are like the second iteration of buildings. Most of them were originally just all wooden buildings that then were rebuilt to be more sturdy with brick. A little history lesson for you.
Because we are first and foremost, we are an educational podcast.
That is correct. So there's a lot. There's
I'm
a lot
ready.
here. Also, if you want to know more about just like the history of MCC, there is a walking tour. You can walk the Fort campus. Most of the buildings have a little placard in front of them that explains what the building is, what it used to be.
It's a nice little walk also.
Oh yeah, if you just need a stroll, come on down.
Come on down, especially actually during spooky season when all the leaves are changing.
Yes.
It's when our campus honestly looks the best. So
Agreed. Also, I don't know if we still do, but we have previously had in our community ed program, there was like a spooky tour.
Always wanted to take it.
I know, I never took it. But you check that out, see if that's still a thing. I don't know. So I'm going to... if you're looking at this, I have lots of papers that I'm going to try to
make sense of.
No, I'm trying to decide where I want to start. I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with this little tidbit. So just to get us started.
There's that voice again.
Well, it's supposed to be spooky.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing a Kathleen Turner impression.
Sure. So this came from North Omaha History. Adam Fletcher Sass it's a blog, but he writes this. I believe he also has a podcast. I would have to look that up. But
shout out to him.
But I want to credit where I'm getting this info from.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. We are an educational institution.
And a journalistic pursuit.
Cite your sources. Okay, so to start out with, here's a story. In 1890, so a few years after the fort.
Getting myself there.
Opened. A 60-year-old inmate at the Douglas County Poor Farm.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Named Peter Gronwald.
Great name.
Was a servant of a Lieutenant Wilson who lived in the officers' quarters at the fort.
Okay.
One day, while he was doing his work, he had a psychotic episode and started throwing objects around. He flung plates into the wall and broke a glass window. When Lieutenant Wilson attempted to subdue him, Gronwald suddenly died.
Such a turn. Oh, I did not expect death that quickly.
These are all short.
Oh, my lord.
Gronwald's ghost haunted the fort for at least 20 years afterwards. Now, what happened?
Where did he go?
Who knows?
Wait, what building was this? Do we know?
It just says...
Officers' quarters?
So one of these houses, I assume.
Okay, up on the hill.
On the west side of campus.
Okay.
I assume.
Okay. Gronwald? Peter?
Peter Gronwald.
Peter, if you're listening, we come in peace.
Right. Okay. All right. So we'll come back to Adam's stories. We'll come back to him.
We'll revisit. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to start in building 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a little history on building 1 just to set the scene of what these buildings were so these ghost stories maybe make more sense.
Okay.
Maybe make less sense. I don't know.
All right. We'll see what
I don't know.
happens.
Okay, so building 1 was the post exchange.
Uh-huh.
So it was where you had ingoing calls, outgoing calls, switchboards. It was a water filtration facility at one point, and then also a fire station.
It's worn many hats.
As most of these buildings have.
Yes.
And then the building was a residence for a while. So yeah, but at one point, the building was big enough to accommodate fire equipment, which if you can think of how big fire equipment is now,
and if you've ever been on this campus, building 1 is not a large building at all.
No, not at all. So, hold on, please hold. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, in building 1, there are multiple stories of full body apparitions of a man.
What?
Apparitions.
I thought you said operations. I was like, now what are we talking about? Okay.
Apparitions.
Apparitions.
This is ghosts, Katherine.
Well, I thought that was going to lead into something else.
No,
okay.
No. There are, and this is from an employee. She says, I will say, most of these she believes are in the anniversary book. I did not see them in the book, but who knows? I just did a quick perusal. These are things I have personally experienced or have had someone close to me experience.
Okay.
Okay. And she had participated in the haunted history tours, of which these were corroborated.
Okay. Ooh, corroborated. Okay.
Okay, so in building 1, multiple stories of full-bodied apparitions of a man in full early 1900s regalia. Occurrences of items on the desks in the back office / old porch have been moved around, pushed off desks, etc.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Weird.
Okay, we should have asked this at the top. Where do you stand on on ghosts and spookiness?
I am open.
You're open to anything?
I'm open to the existence of ghosts.
Yes.
I have never personally had any experience with ghosts.
No, I've never had like a spooky, like I've never had like things fall off tables or like, the unexplained in that way.
Yeah.
I will say that I think the closest I've gotten is like, and I don't even know if this is the same thing, is like dreaming about someone who has died and then they've been in my dreams.
Sure.
I think that's like the closest I've come, and I feel like that's on a different, quite literally a different conscious level.
I don't
but
I don't discredit anybody who
I believe them.
Feels like they have experienced something. I have never experienced anything. What I will say to that also is that my family owns a funeral home. I've been around death a lot. They also have never had any experiences.
If you've seen the movie My Girl, that is Emma's life.
Except we didn't live in a funeral home.
It's actually almost nothing like that.
I was like, I want to be... It's not.
It's literally just that her dad is also a mortician.
Correct. So anyway, I just, thank you. I meant to ask you too what your thought about ghosts is.
Yeah.
But I have not had any experience with ghosts, so.
No, I went to, in high school, there was like a big thing. And I would love to know if this is still a thing among high schoolers. We drove out to Ball Cemetery, which is like out in the middle of, I forget where that is. Springfield, maybe? Somewhere in rural Nebraska-ish. Not that far that we drove, because it was supposed to be like super haunted. And I did not think it was very scary. I was more scared because they were like, well, if the guy who watches over the cemetery sees you, he's going to shoot you on sight. I was more worried about my life in that way. I was not worried about ghosts coming to me.
I will say the thing about ghosts, about haunted places, is that while I have not experienced, I also was also raised Catholic. So I'm also like, there are some doors that I just don't know that I want to open.
Yeah.
Or like things I don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
So, which also ties into kind of to the fort's history. When I went to school in Chadron, which is out in the panhandle of Nebraska.
Correct.
Close to the Black Hills. One night, a bunch of my friends.
Which feels spooky to me.
It is kind of spooky. But again, have never, besides just in your own mind of things just, I don't know. I'm scared, but nothing has happened.
Yeah. It's just. It's just dark.
It's dark. My friends and I were like, let's go out to Custer, South Dakota, which is where Custer took his last stand.
Correct.
And they're like,
Famously, yes.
let's go to, where the last stand was. And I remember driving out there and being like, actually, I don't want to. This actually, of course we went in the middle of the night.
Quick timeout. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's like we wouldn't even
What
go on
else
a
could
nice
we be doing?
sunny day. I was
Nope.
like, actually, this seems like something that
I'm going to bow out of.
mostly because I'm like, this seems disrespectful in a way that I cannot describe, and I'm not opening that door.
I get that.
So that is how I feel.
I get that.
Like,
There's that and aliens
Yeah,
and what's in the deep ocean.
those aren't my business.
None of my business.
Like, do I think that Mattel's Ouija board does anything? I don't know.
But I'm not going to buy
I'm
one.
not
And
gonna
if somebody
find out.
has one and asks if I want to do it, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. So, okay. All
We
right.
should have had one for this and forced ourselves to do it, but another time.
Another time. Okay, so in Building 8, which was General Crook's headquarters. So I don't have any like really fun history about that besides that it was his headquarters.
Then it was, well, I'm sure it was other things. It was also used to be the library.
Yeah,
And then now is the 180 Wrap building.
that is correct. But yeah, I mean there is no like fun
Just, that's it.
random history
is
about
fun.
it. I mean, yeah, it's like
Whee!
that's where they all hung out and planned
Yeah.
stuff, which we don't agree with everything they planned. Disclaimer.
I was about to say, the history reflected in this does not reflect the opinions of the podcast hosts.
Or the college.
Or the college.
Okay, so in Building 8 and Building 9, and those buildings are almost connected.
Yeah.
They're almost,
9 is right behind 8.
yes,
So.
and there was no information on what that used to be. So
Could be anything.
could be anything. That people hear footsteps behind them and nobody is there. And whispering voices when no one is present.
What are they saying?
I don't know. And then also in Building 9, the bathroom stall doors opening and toilets flushing on their own.
Imagine you're a ghost and you use your ghost powers to
Flush the toilet.
toilet.
They're like,
That's
I've never had one of these before. I wonder
yeah,
if
like, indoor blooming. Didn't get a chance in my time. Oh, that's wild. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So that's fun. Okay. The next building is the General Crook House,
Which is still that.
which is still that.
And the Douglas County Historical Society.
Correct. So I will read a little history on this. So this building was built. Again, first he lived in a wooden structure, then he moved off, and then it wasn't until later that they built this house. Also, like a couple presidents came.
Casual.
Yeah, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes,
Great facial hair.
who served under Crook in the military.
The more you know.
The more you know. It's a historical. It's on the historical registry. I feel like he's a polarizing figure.
Yeah.
He allegedly, because can't speak for himself, allegedly, again, was not on the correct side of history for a long time, but then later, I guess, had some sympathy. He was not great towards Native Americans, and then later had sympathy
Right.
for it. So do with that information what you will.
Yes.
But it's a cool house. Again, you can go see it. So, in the Crook House, there are multiple stories of apparitions seen in windows and halls.
Ooh.
And EVPs caught on recording.
Who has those?
I don't know. Footsteps being heard throughout the house when the house is empty. Voices being heard throughout the house. A particular story of a police officer and an HVAC tech being in the building after hours. The police officer kept hearing footsteps going up and down the stairs and asked the HVAC tech if he needed something. When he answered that he was far into the basement, nowhere near the stairs. Once the tech was done, he and the police officer were on the main floor and heard footsteps upstairs. The police officer went to investigate and found nothing. As he was coming down the stairs, he heard steps coming down the stairs fast next to him. And the HVAC
That's scary.
and the HVAC tech had a rush of cold air meet him at the bottom of the steps.
Ooh, I just got chills up my spine actually from that one. The rush of cold air is freaky.
Yes. So we also have had investigators come.
Like
to
ghost
Yeah.
people.
Yes. So investigators.
Ghostbusters,
Yes.
if we could say.
Right.
Yep.
Investigators Dave and Leslie Christensen recorded EVPs of a child saying, "Help," and "It's cold."
Help! Honey.
Yeah.
I don't like
So-
that.
So, there is that. Okay. So, next. Well, I did kind of tease one already because that was not clear on what house or where this exactly was the first story, but now we're officially to the row houses. So again, these were built in 1906.
Okay.
There's a bunch of them. There are 5, I think technically 6. Building 18 is not on this map,
Right, but it's there.
but it's there, and I would assume also would be included.
Yeah.
But anyway, so these were, they were housing for officers, and then they just, that was pretty much, people lived here.
Yeah.
They served no other purpose than they were people's homes, and have been people's houses even while we were at college.
Yeah, up until like semi-recently.
Yeah, if you've listened to any of our previous podcasts on I Love MCC, you would hear about that.
Yes.
Okay, so, all right. So this is from an employee. All of the row houses have had stories of people hearing footsteps and voices, things being moved, and odd happenings. In 14S, there was an entity that they lovingly called June.
June?
Until one of the employees had a dream about her and was told that her name was Constance. We call her Connie.
Oh my gosh. Connie, are you out there?
Hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Shout out
to Connie. We want to stay on your good side.
Yeah. A woman's voice was often heard, usually singing or laughing from the 3rd floor.
Singing?
Was it us?
Yeah, I was about to say, sorry, 14S, that was actually us.
We would also hear footsteps on a set of stairs, go to investigate, and then hear footsteps on the opposite set of stairs.
Oof, God.
Okay, and then building 16 specifically, which again is one of the row houses. This house has been very active.
Yes, I know of people in that building who have
Yes.
who have been haunted.
They did not write it.
No.
But Rich Hanneman and Deb Eppenbaugh, retired MCC employees,
Yes.
lived in that building.
Nuh-uh. Oh, that's so funny. Okay.
Okay, great. They also have great stories of Building 18, which is where I currently office. I have heard that there is a ghost of a little girl in that building. We have not yet encountered each other, but but
Ships passing.
yeah, but like I mean I don't sleep there either. So
Right.
as of right now.
Right.
But again, you can
hang.
We can be friends.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Okay.
I know what's up. I'll teach you what's cool.
Okay, so this could be building 16 or 18. I think both are true.
Okay.
Sounds of someone walking around upstairs in the portion of the house that had been blocked.
Oof.
Things would get moved around. Deb and Rich's daughter, Jessica, had a friend that would wake her up and play at night.
Oh!
I believe that was in building 18.
That
actually.
is so creepy.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Investigators Dave and Leslie Christensen, which we'd mentioned before, investigated after a construction crew was doing remodeling, reported tools being moved, voices being heard, banging on the walls in rooms that nobody was in. When going into a room on the second floor, Dave was greeted with a gust of cold air and was shoved out of the room.
Oh my God! Dave, are you okay?
I think he's fine. I mean, I think that, yeah, people I've talked to that knew them were like, they were just like, yeah, sure.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, now I'm going back to North Omaha histories.
Okay.
So this was, again, also in the houses. According to a former office staff from MCC, in the 1970s, one of the original officers' houses was being renovated.
Okay.
While they were working, builders said that they heard a knocking on the opposite side of the wall they were working on. At first, they thought it was another worker, until they learned that there was never any other workers on the other side when they heard the knocking sounds. They also complained about tools mysteriously disappearing and showing up days later in entirely different rooms.
That's weird. What are the ghosts doing with tools?
They're just being tricksters. They're just trying to trick us. They're trying
to spook us,
trying
maybe.
to spook us. I have a few different stories. I'm just making sure that everybody is. I'm trying to again do this by building. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss any. Okay, so those are the general houses.
Okay.
Okay, now we're moving to Building 17, which is what we are currently
In.
Dun, dun, dun.
And if you didn't know, it was at some point
The
a hospital.
Now, fun fact, this was not the first hospital on this campus.
No.
There was a different hospital. That building no longer exists.
Right.
So, RIP to that building.
Rip.
But yeah, so in 1905 is when this building was built.
Okay.
So still very old.
And this building, if you are on campus and drive by it, is way up on a hill and probably looks semi-haunted.
And you're like, how did they get hospital patients here?
Up there. It
was not ADA accessible.
No.
Well, it is currently.
It is now.
It
At
is
the
currently.
time, not even close.
No. So here are some fun facts about the hospital. So again, it was built in 1905.
Okay.
And then the facility faced a big challenge in 1918 when the flu pandemic struck. In early pictorial history of the fort, it was reported that the hospital was swamped and that 4 barracks and a mess hall served as makeshift wards for the patients during the outbreak.
Oh my God, a mess hall. That's so
Grim.
Yeah.
Grim.
And then also, where did they eat? It was just full of sick people.
I think that was the least of their worries at that point in time. Okay, so we're back to employee stories. So again, this was the hospital and morgue because combined.
I hate that.
There are footsteps of people who weren't there. Classic.
We're seeing a trend. Yeah.
Voices being heard.
Classic.
And then I saw a shadow of a person on a wall, full-bodied. Nobody was there. The person who would do the haunted tours was in the building after hours with a friend doing some research for her tour. They heard someone coming down the stairs to the basement and saw a man in facilities-type jumpsuit come through the doorway.
Oh my God!
He was in his late 50s, early 60s, they guessed. He had dark hair in a greaser-type style.
Okay.
They told him they would be done soon, and they hoped that they weren't being a bother. He didn't respond and kept walking into the break room in the basement. He shuffled around in there and then walked back up the stairs. His footsteps stopped at the first floor. So they went up to find him to chat with him, and nobody was there. When they were finished...
That's so creepy. I don't like that.
When they were finished, they let the police officer know that they had probably scared the heebie-jeebies
Heebie-jeebies
out of the janitor. The police officer let them know that no one else was in the building.
Dun,
and that the building gets cleaned by a woman during the day.
That's like out of a movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Where they're like, there was no one in there with you. And then all of a sudden they have like the flashback to like every scene to realize like that the person wasn't really there. Like at the end of The Sixth Sense.
Yes. Okay. And then we're back to North Omaha history. Now, this is spooky. This is not fun. Okay?
Oh, because it's all been so fun.
Yeah. In 1945, a soldier at the fort became violent towards a nurse in the fort's hospital. and murdered her in the presence of doctors and other nurses.
Oh my God.
Also, what were they doing?
What were they doing?
Stories say you can see her staring longingly out the windows of the building late some nights. Well, yeah, because she was just like, what were you guys doing?
Yeah, like, can anyone help me?
Hello?
Hello.
Men.
I was going to say it, but.
Yes. Also, we'll see if this works, but we also have some audio from this building.
This has been teased by to us that this audio exists of allegedly of a presence.
Yes. So please hold while I pull this up. Okay. Also, we might have to cut this because, of course, an ad is probably going to play immediately. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So I'm going to try to hold this and narrate what is on this. This is 43 seconds of video. We might speed this up for podcasting's sake, but I'll narrate what is happening. Make sure you can hear it. But I'll put it.
Set the scene. Where is this?
This is in building 17.
Is this room?
No. I don't know. We'll have to fact check. I don't know where this came from. Oh yeah, inside the studio of 17. Yes. Okay. So we're right where we are right now. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So this is footsteps in a glass door being closed. This is at 4:58 in the evening. So people are leaving work.
Okay.
So your door being closed. A car drives by at 9:31 p.m. Okay. At 2:27 a.m. $2:32.
Oh, that's so scary. That is creepy. I'm glad they have the wherewithal to do it when no one's here.
Yeah, that's very kind. You know what? It's very kind of them.
I don't like it.
Are you changing your mind on ghosts?
Again, they're not bothering me personally.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so
as long as they don't do any like poltergeist stuff.
I feel like, I mean, again, there's lots of alleged hauntings happening. I feel like people feel the most strongly about building 17 and 16.
Yeah,
but 17, it seems like a very have a lot.
It's
of
active. It's active.
Which fair. It was a hospital and morgue. There's
a lot of
stuff.
A lot of spirits floating. Okay,
so next is the parade ground.
Okay.
Which you would be like, the parade ground?
Huh?
What could possibly happen there? Okay. So the parade ground, it's still here. We maintain it as mostly as it was. There's a sidewalk now that runs through the middle. But,
yes.
But otherwise, we've maintained it as it is.
And added the gazebo.
Yes. So the parade ground at the time became a popular spot for public gatherings and community pastimes, which is also, you're like,
I don't know what that
on
means.
A military base. Oh, I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get there. And then
any pastimes.
I'll sit on that for a second.
Okay.
But for General George Crook, Fort Omaha's first commanding officer, the fort had a vital role in preparing soldiers for conflict with Native Americans. Crook said he wanted soldiers fit for combat, not for parade. So,
okay.
I just was like, alrighty.
Taking it literally.
Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to, again, North Omaha history first, because this will be what some of those community
pastimes.
Now, there were other things, I'm sure, but this was one of them. When the fort had regular U.S. Army troops stationed there in the 1880s, it was popular for Omaha's elite to come out for a fancy day of watching the troops do their exercises.
Boring.
Sure, but
I guess there wasn't television, so
you didn't have anything else to do. More than once, though, seances and psychics drew out spectators and ghouls for the fancy people to see.
Ghouls?
Ghouls. According to a 1918 newspaper report, the troops thought that one psychic was a charlatan, which
I love that word.
Same.
Yeah, also,
Got it. So the troops thought that one psychic was a charlatan when he conjured a ghost on command. However, they were shocked when the ghost kept returning night after night for a week.
the guy cursed them because they called him a charlatan.
Ooh, okay. Here's another from the parade grounds.
Okay.
Well, actually, this is both parade grounds and 17.
Okay.
This is a duology.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. On the south end of the parade grounds, we used to do some balloon exercise training.
We did, and we're very obsessed with those photos of the balloon
Correct.
exercise training.
Yes.
So
We could probably insert a picture here of what that looks like.
Now.
Okay. On the south end of the parade grounds, where the World War I balloon school was located, in 1918, there was an explosion in some of the gas storage tanks
Whoa!
that killed 2 soldiers and wounded several others. One of them ended up in the fort's hospital, where he died during surgery. Apparently, all 3 ghosts still haunt the campus today.
They're the ones
Yeah, probably.
making...
Making some noise. Making some noise. All right. Now, these are from employees.
Okay.
Okay. There are stories of people seeing a little girl walk across the parade ground.
Like when? During the day?
I don't know.
They're here at night?
I don't know.
If you're one of these people who claims to have seen a small child on the parade grounds,
please call.
please call us immediately.
Or email us is probably.
Yeah.
Email us.
Yeah.
MCC Made.
Yeah.
At MCC.
NEB.edu.
Thank you. People have also seen a man in full regalia walking along the parade ground.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Where else would he be?
He was preparing for war, not parade.
I can't with that.
And then, yes, the story of the seances being performed at the Crook House and on the parade ground. Okay, now, there is a story of a police officer working overnight who was parked on the West Road doing a report.
Okay.
He thought he saw something in his rear view, so he looked around.
Nothing.
Found nothing. Started working again, and the same thing happened. Got out of his car, walked and looked around.
Nothing.
Gets
Okay.
back in the car, looks in his rear view, and sees a young woman walking across the street in period type night clothes. And this is editorial from the submitter. A lady in white. There's always a lady in white in haunted places.
There is always that's correct. There is always a lady in white in haunted places.
Yeah, so that is good. That is good. Yes, so that is fun. And then I have a few more.
Okay.
Okay. So this submission, they're like, I'm not sure if this is technically counts as spooky, but
here you go.
she, and I quote, was something like out of an Amityville horror movie.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, okay. So this happens in the guardhouse, which is building 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that used to be where they would incarcerate soldiers for punishment, public intoxication, disorderly conduct, fighting, disobeying officers, deserting.
So like a county jail.
But for the fort specifically,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm picturing like the Mayberry jail on the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 cells.
There's a small building behind it. The small building behind it used to be connected by a passageway and probably played a role in the guardhouse.
Sure.
Eventually, however, the small building was used as a house to contain hoses. The larger building
House of hoses.
Yeah. The larger building underwent conversion to an officer's housing in 1933.
Sure.
But the other interesting piece of this is that it has been written extensively about the early civil rights leader, Chief Standing Bear's detainment at the fort. And there are accounts of both both mention of General George Crook, that there were Native Americans that were detained here along with Standing Bear, but they were allowed to stay in their own shelter on the parade grounds. So, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Okay, so that's just a little bit of background
Gotta set the scene.
on that building.
Okay.
Okay. So, and this has been at least 10 years ago.
That's still too recent.
Okay, so in the back of the building is one long, big room. And one of the habits I had when I came in the morning was to open all the blinds and all the windows of the room to let light in. Reasonable.
As one does. Yeah.
I opened the blinds and then pulled them open one morning, and every single window on the inside was hundreds of all different kinds of flies.
Ooh.
Again, and again they say
What?
it was like something out of Amityville horror movie.
Oh, that's like gross and creepy. Ugh.
She's like, I've never seen anything like it.
That's like a biblical plague.
Anyway, yes, they called facilities. They sent a guy over. They had to vacuum them all up. And whatever. And they eventually did, like, figure it out, like, get the flies to go away. But
yeah,
she said they were some of the biggest flies I have ever seen in my life. After a couple of days, an exterminator came and set up a UV light that would attract them and zap them. It took a couple months before we were not pestered by any more. And then she says,
oh my God.
The explanation I was given was that some larger animal, perhaps the size of a raccoon, had gotten into a crawl space under the building and died and was decaying. You would have thought that there would have been a smell in that case, but we never noticed one.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just the cover story because the building has had so many uses over its existence.
Yeah. I love that casual, like, conspiracy. Like, maybe that was just the cover.
Yes. And then they go on to say, maybe that was, oh yeah. Okay. I recall at one point it had been an officer's residence, and the family that had lived there had made a visit to our campus and had communicated to another person who had also worked in that building that they had many ghostly stories of things when they lived there. They were children at the time and even had shown other employees where they had carved their initials into the brick in the building. So they did live there. So that is, they were not fibbing.
Huh. Okay.
And she said, I believe you can still see those initials today. She goes, who knows? Maybe it's haunted.
Maybe.
Yes. And then she goes on to describe what could have been used as a jail in the back. But no haunting information on that. But yeah, not ghost, but
just
gross.
Gross.
But yeah, if you've ever seen that movie, that does track with.
I've actually never seen Amityville Horror.
I've only seen the most recent one. Actually, I think I have seen the original one.
I haven't.
Which, again, is...
That's shocking.
You know what? I do like scary movies.
I actually like them, too.
Yeah. So...
I used to not really like them, and now I'm like, no, I do like them. I just watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time. First of all, it's like 85 minutes. So, like...
Movies used to just be a nice, tight 90s.
We used to be a country with 90-minute movies. Mm-hmm. And listen, I'll still sit and watch like a 2.5-hour movie. Mm-hmm. Like, but it is so much easier to throw on not that and watch an 85-minute movie. I'll give it credit that it gets like right to the action because there's no time to waste. And it was very unnerving. It's on my list. I've talked about this in a previous episode of sweaty movies.
Yeah.
Very sweaty.
Yeah.
Everybody's sweating.
Yeah. Okay, I have two more.
Okay.
And both of these are just general
spookiness.
Haunting.
Okay, general haunting.
On the Fort campus. So we're back to North Omaha history. This is the last one from them.
Okay.
There are stories of a young girl, a Native American warrior, and a nicely dressed middle-aged man that were seen in different places around the campus.
Okay.
I've
If
never
you've seen them,
let us know.
let us know.
Which does track to wasn't there another story of somebody seeing people just walking around?
Yeah. In full regalia.
Right. Regalia is also a good word.
It's a great word.
It's a good word.
We've said it at least 4 times already in this episode. And
Regalia.
regalia. In your Kathleen Turner voice. Regalia.
Okay, this is from an employee. Okay?
A current employee?
I think they emailed us.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, some
As-
of those
as
have
of
been
recording,
gathered.
yes.
Yes, some of those have been gathered.
yes.
And they don't want their identity revealed.
We're not going to reveal identities.
Okay. Oh, because it's ghosts that sent these in.
It's ghosts.
It's ghosts. Okay.
Okay. This is recent-ish. Last fall, deep into November,
Ooh.
but a week before break,
Okay.
I was working a late shift and get out just as the sun was setting.
Okay.
About 7:05 p.m.
About.
I
It's
love
like when
this.
it's like in police reports, and they're like, it was at approximately 3:43 p.m. Like it's like it sounds like you have the time pretty exact, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm walking from Building 10, which is not a historical building.
No, that's a new addition.
Yes.
I mean, there's history too, but it's not on the level.
It's not a
of-
Fort Omaha
original.
OG.
Correct.
Okay. I'm walking from Building 10 at the Fort Omaha campus to my car in a nearby lot.
Okay.
It's well lit. It is. Mm-hmm. And my coworker had parked closer to the building. Their doors were just shutting, and I had just opened mine when I saw it.
What did they say?
Under the car, in the parking space across the gap, a pair of arms pulled themselves back from view. It was quick, so I didn't get a good look, and thought to myself, it must have been a cat or something.
Sure.
So I set my bag in the car and leaned over to look underneath,
No.
only to see nothing. The only thing underneath the car was the cement it was parked on.
Okay.
It was only once I had started driving home that I realized I hadn't seen a cat, but arms. White arms in long black sleeves. Blamed it on being tired and went home and didn't think about it again until now. I'm pretty sure I didn't actually see anything. Just some trick of the light that my brain interpreted as arms, but still.
I don't know.
Spooky. And then said, have a happy Halloween. And thank you for that.
And thank you for that. We gotta get out of here.
If you have any other spooky instances, would love to hear about it.
I love hearing them, even though they freak me out.
Yeah. Again, I love hearing them. I have never had a ghostly encounter.
Same, and I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, I never have to have one. I would be open to it. I hope they're nice.
Be open to it.
Only if they're nice.
Yeah, but like...
But yeah, I'll let you know if the little girl visits me in 18.
Right.
I will report back.
Yeah, I would like to know. And I'll watch for arms under my car.
Does it make you feel better that was nothing in the building that you work in?
Yeah. Kind of boring, though.
Yeah.
Why don't we get any hauntings?
I don't know. And you know what? The building you work in doesn't even have like a fun historical fact on the walking tour. Otherwise, I would have tried to squeeze that in there. But
well, we're just the building that the car drove through. So
that's fun.
That is fun. A car drove through our building a couple summers ago.
Yes.
No one was in it. Everything is fine. Maybe they opened the wall and the ghost went free.
Yes. That's obviously it.
That's how I like to picture it anyway.
Yeah. Also wanted to say that the fort is a very beautiful campus.
Yeah, it's not inherently spooky.
No, it is not.
It's not. It does not have a spooky vibe to it.
It does not.
So you can still come here and you probably are going to be okay.
You're going to be just
You're
fine.
going to be fine.
Again, as people who have worked here for a while, we got nothing.
Yeah.
But I love to hear about it.
Yes. So please keep us in the know if there's more
Yeah.
hauntings.
Well,
This has been spooky.
it has been spooky.
I love how we just haven't acknowledged that this skeleton is here.
If
If you're listening, there's been a hot pink skeleton sitting between Emma and me this entire episode that we have not even really looked at, acknowledged, or done anything with. But it felt wrong for him to not be here for
Correct.
this. So,
Yeah. He had to represent his people.
yes. And he says, Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. MCC Made with Emma Frazier and Katherine Riggs. Produced by Emma Frazier. Production support by Herdat.
Got a question for us? Email mccmade@mccneb.edu, and your question may be answered on a future podcast.